I don't know if you noticed, but this on a Friday, Saturday or Sunday is completely filled with camper vans, cars and most of all motorcycles. So the best tip of the day that I can give you is when you plan these things, and also that's same for the Dolomites and anywhere else, if you want to have a quiet ride with less traffic, do it on a weekday. And then in the weekend, just plan a transit day or an off day. You'll be fine, there's enough to do, but you can see the effect right here, right?
This is what makes a biker so excited.
I just want to take a second to take it in.
But then my navigation just said, nah, you're gonna do another one.
Hello. At least you get to see a little bit more
Of the Stelvio.
So this is actually the best view that I can give you. That was freaking awesome. It feels like coming home somehow. A very good morning to you. Day 14. I just realized something yesterday. This is actually going to be our last full day in the Alps. We still have Susten Pass tomorrow, but we're heading to Schwarzwald, which is back in Germany, as we are slowly but surely making our way back home again. So that doesn't mean that I don't have an amazing day for you, because today we are going to do the Big 5. And that's the biggest 5 passes in the center of Switzerland. And I don't need a note for that to know the names, because that's the Sustenpass, the Grimselpass, the Nufenenpass, the Gotthardpass and the Furkapass. And then we take the Grimsel and the Susten back again. We are now taking the old way up, even when we could have taken the highway, which you see over there. But I thought it would be fun, especially up, to do this one, because there are some nice twisties and turnies in here. But yes, today is going to be an amazing day. I've been looking forward to this. We have been training for this. So yes, it's going to be fun. I packed very light so I can make those twisty and curves a little bit better. But I have some amazing sights to see. Yeah, it's going to be an exciting day. You don't want to miss this one. Up until so far, we have driven, as this morning, 3,900 kilometers. That is quite significant actually. So we're almost up to the 4,000, which translates to almost 70 hours of driving up until now. So that's in 13 days. That's quite a lot actually. So after this is all done, I know sure that my ass will like it to have a rest. And you get like these little pitchy points, you know, like the gloves that is just a little bit sticky on the side of a thumb, or your helmet just pushing a little bit on your ear. For a day, that's not a bad thing. For 3 days, that's also not a bad thing. But if you do that for 14 days, then yes, at one point it starts to hurt, right? So this is one of those points where the highway and the B road actually meet. As there is not that much space, of course, once in a while they have to cross each other. So they are going through the mountain, we are going around and over the mountain. But the highway you will definitely see all the way to the pass. Here, and now we're going over the highway again. As the highway is down there. Yesterday it started raining at that point, and it was just really weird, because every time in the tunnel you could dry up a little bit because it was warm, and then every time you got out of the tunnel you got like soaking wet again. That was a weird experience that I did not mind that much, I have to admit. Yeah. Look at that. That is something that you miss if you go over the highway, right? The beauty of being underneath here with all the water rushing down. We are at the start of the Susten Pass. As you can see, everything is open, which is very nice. The Susten Pass starts here in this tiny little village. And then through a series of, it's not that much, like 10 bends, It's all the way up there, and then it is a very long tunnel in order to get you through the pass. The nice thing about the Sustenpass is you can do it a little bit quicker if you concentrate, because the road is nice, the twists and turnies, like here, look, you see the bridge already on the other side that we're heading to. The twisties and turnies are really, really smooth, and all the way to the top on this side, there's not that many obstacles, except the rock on the road a year ago. Yeah, now we're on the top bridge, as we are looking on the train bridge even. And then we get the view of the valley that we just drove through. Like I said, it's good to be back. We will get to do the Sustenpass, but also the Grimselpass backwards as well. As we are not making a figure 8, but more like a 6. And then we have to take those two in order to get back to this corner again. But trust me, I don't mind. The first time I drove the Sustenpass was actually last year. 3 years ago we were in the region. The Grimsel had so much clouds and it was so cold, we said, okay, let's just do the Furkapass and just a Gotthard again. So that's why the last year was the first time that I did it. And this one is really, it's one of my favorites. You saw that cat? That cat lives here, knows how much traffic comes over and still decides to sit in the middle of the road. Wow. Look at those views. Beautiful. And from here you can look into the entire valley as well. You see how smooth this one is. There's a lot of turns and twisties. You can do it a little bit more speed, right? Here, that's where we came from. That's where we came from. Wow. This gets me excited. And on the other side, you see the top of the mountain where we are heading. Is completely covered in clouds. Let's hope that it's only on one side, that we only have to go through it. But the temperature is dropping already. We have a second to watch. Look. That's what we were. As I'm driving on top of the Sustenpass, I do have to say one thing. I get the question often how it is to ride a motorcycle for people that do not own a motorcycle. And it's pretty intense. You don't have this metal shell around you, so in every twist and turn you take, you can smell the air, you can feel if it gets cooler or warmer. You get a full 360 view of everything you wanted to see. It's awesome. And of course, yes, it comes with challenges, but especially after a trip like this, you become one with the bike and you start to trust each other. It's a relationship between the two. I know what it can do and it knows what I can do. And that experience of freedom throughout this entire trip, that's the best feeling you can have, and that you try to gain every single time. Stay safe, everyone. So the reason that I definitely wanted this is because this is the top of the Sustenpass. We made it all the way. Look at this. And as it is tradition, of course, we need to take a picture with the sign. There's actually, I have to admit, there's less snow than I thought it would be. So we are making our way down the Susten Pass, and then we are going to take a left in order to head to Grimsel. The Grimsel is special to me because last year I had my hotel right there on that pass. This is the view from the other side of the mountain. Sorry, that got me quiet for a second. Grimsel, I had a little bit of a secret and I didn't even know it. So I hope I can show you that a little bit later as well. Let's just enjoy the view for a second. Just to give you the full experience of the Susten Pass. Look there, there you have it. Which means that yes, we're going all the way down. And also yes, I am shaking in my boots right now because I'm really, really close to the edge. So that must have been scary. I just came across a Dutch couple that had their wheel literally launch off their trailer or caravan. Or camper, sorry, camper. And it just launched into the field and it just rolled all the way down. And now they have to wait until roadside assistance is coming in order to pick them up. But I saw a Dutch license plate, and as I'm from the Netherlands as well, I just wanted to make sure that they were all right. And we got them started. They will get help in the hour. So I always hope that other people might do it for me as well. Now we have the Taliban again. Here, the Taliban. But if whenever I'm in need, that somebody would help me as well. So therefore, we're a lot of people very, very kind in order to offer assistance. So we are coming up to the end of the Susten Pass, and over here it rains a little bit. It's not that much, but it's enough to be annoying. If you look here on the left, you see that the mountains are splitting open there. That's where we are going, because that's the Grimselpass. So I just checked the weather. It's only the beginning of the valley. So down here where it's dripping. It's not really raining, but dripping. So we are going up the Grimsel in order to get to one of the higher points here. As you can see, everything is perfectly open. So welcome to Gotthardpass. I haven't heard of this place until a year ago because my hotel was here, which was really a lovely one. They have a lot of rooms, good rooms, but this year they were just really expensive, which means that they're already like way heavily booked. And then you only get like these rooms where you still have a shared bathroom, and for me that's not an option. I like my privacy. But the staff was really nice here. As you can see, the view from your room is just amazing. You can see that the views are getting a little bit more bigger and we are getting higher. Unfortunately, it's also dripping a little bit here. So the Swiss Meteo was wrong, but it's nothing we can't handle. And then, as I always say, a pass is not a pass unless they have a lake. What do you think would be behind that dam? Let me just clean that for you. That must hold back a lot of water, right? And then suspension. There we have our lake. But this is not the lake of the Grimsel. This is a lake of the Grimsel. There's many more. We're gonna visit a couple of them. There's a difference always with this one because this one isn't blue. It's a little bit more sandy. So, do you see that dam? Or do you see that dam? As I said, this one has a lot of dams.
Can you see how much water it holds? This is a really big lake. And then also multiple levels even. So I told you that Grimsel has a secret. We are going to show that secret on our way back, in hope that it's a little bit better weather and less rain, because that would make for a better view. But this is the top. Welcome to the Grimselpass, the pass here. And yes, also here there's a lake. And last year I remember this lake was still like half frozen even.
But now it seems like it's 10 degrees up here, so that's warm for this.
Unfortunately, we have to deal with the rain a little bit, but this will be passing by as well.
Something amazing happened, and I caught it on my cell phone. The second that I made a beautiful picture here from the Grimsel, which is quite unique as well with the artwork, the sun started shining. So we have been in rain all the way up, and as you can see, it's still gray everywhere. However, for some reason, at that particular moment, a ray of sunshine shined on me. It doesn't get better than this. Look all the way down. So here on the left side you see the Grimselpass, which we will go down. And then on the other side of the mountain you also see one going up. That's the Furkapass. But we will take that one back because we will go down into the valley and we will head to the Nufenenpass in order to get across. So we will be back here just in a little while. So now we head back down again. And these twisties you might recognize because my introduction video of Pentium 3NL Adventures was actually also coming around the corner here. At that moment I left very early. I think it was like 7:30 I was already on the bike because they predicted rain starting at 2. So yeah, I was in time. I was able to do all the passes, but I remember here in the morning, at the moment that I came around the corner, also a ray of sunshine just came on me, and my entire face lit up, and that's why we used that video for the introduction video. If you look straight, and I don't know if you can see it, but that's the Furkapass. We will go there soon. And that's actually a Hotel Belvedere, which is very, very famous. I think it was something to do with James Bond. I will look it up. But it was definitely used by movie stars, but it's not been operational for a very long time anymore. And then here, this is where the Grimsel and the Furka come together, and you also see the rail in the middle. This is quite common actually here, that in the winter time when the passes are closed, to take the train in, as this train can ride a little bit longer than anything else, still up the hill and through the hill. So it's actually a mode of transportation. Well, this is the end. We are going right to go to the Nufenenpass, but we will definitely be back here later today. And the rails. So also here the rail is gonna play its part. You can see that also this one has a third rail because it's very, very steep at certain points. So I think this is still, this has to be still the Furkapass because it's still the Furkastrasse. So just the end of the Furkapass, because normally you immediately go to Grimsel anyway. So welcome to the start of the Nufenenpass. We are going to make our way up. Traditionally, normally this one has snow up here. At least all the times that I've been here, they always had snow. So let's see if that's also this time the case, because it is a little bit warmer than usual on this side. And as you can see, the sun is trying to break through. It'll only get better from here. As you can see, this pass is really fun to drive through because of all the little bendies. We are first, we've gone through the valley, and then this is where we are actually going to make some height to go up. Yeah. Look at that view. That's the valley that we just rushed through, as you can see. Which also means that we're almost at the top. A little bit more climbing to do. And also here it rains a little bit. Well, rain, more dripping than anything else. So I hope you get that view in, because this is the best view you can get all the way down there. Magnificent, is it? Isn't it? We are getting very, very close to the top here. Just a couple of more twisties. As you can see, most of it is covered in clouds, so I'm also expecting the top to be covered. But we'll just, we're gonna see. It is really, really strange. As we are arriving on the top of this pass, it's sunny, yet we are surrounded by clouds. So here we have it, the Nufenenpass, 2.477 kilometers up. The Passhöhe. the height of the pass. Let's see what we can see. What kind of view we can create here. So that's the view of the top. So as I said, it's nicer to have a view actually around the corner and then to look down, because then you can still look into the valley. But this really shows you how high up we are, because you can see the clouds are at our level. But lucky for us, everything is still visible. There's no snow anymore. That's a little bit off, because I expected that somehow. I always had snow here so far. So the problem is there is no sign on the highest point, and that's why I'm always missing this picture. That's not going to happen. So after a small break, we are going to head down into the valley again. This side is also at the beginning quite challenging, and then it's just riding through the valley. But if I remember correctly from the last time, there's a lot of road works here as well, because the road needed to be upgraded. Just past the lake of Nufenen, or mini lakes. There's here and there, you can still see some snow on the sides, but there was absolutely nothing on top of the pass. This is quite remarkable, because I remember a year ago I was standing next to a wall of snow that was frozen, so it was mostly ice. And I also, last year, I almost ran into a car here, because in that twist over there, where you cannot see very far, there were two goats standing on the side of the road, and some tourists thought, oh, let's make a picture of it in the middle of the road. Not even on their side, no, in the middle of the road. But that one is probably still on YouTube as well. Here you can look where we are heading down, and from there it's only rushing through the valley. It's actually better weather here than I expected, which is good, because maybe, just maybe, the St. Gotthardpass is not in fog, because it seems like every single time I'm there, that thing is either tucked into a cloud, or it's foggy, or it's cold or wet. Let's just hope that the old Gotthardpass will be a good one today. I told you that driving through this valley was magnificent. This is the Nufenenpass. It's just a little bit technical, and then you ride really nicely and smoothly through the valley until we're closing in on the St. Gotthard. It looks like it is decent weather, so I do hope that the pass is clear, because there's 3 ways to do that pass. One is the tunnel, which you heard about and saw yesterday already. The other one is the new pass, which are also it's a mixture of a couple of tunnels with bins. It's one that you don't have to pay toll for, but then you also have the old one, which at one point it doesn't go level. It just stays like that, with like twisty bendies within 50 meters of each other. That's the one that we are gonna do. I mastered it last year for the first time. It was in fog, on cobblestones, wet and everything else. I did it, however. So we're gonna try that again, but I hope in better conditions, because I want to have the view from there as well. I've never seen it before.